Hello and welcome back to the Baggies Podcast YouTube channel, where of course we're giving you all the latest news, views and opinions on all things Albion. We are back again today with another video for you. Match reaction to West Bromwich Albion's 2-1 home victory over Hertha Berlin in the final pre-season game of the season, really, of pre-season. It's the final friendly, which was nice to see. Of course, it's always a bit of a long, hard slog getting through these friendlies, but they're finally over now. But we'll be recapping all of the match's events and all of sort of the analysis of that in today's video. But before we crack on and get on with analysing the game, make sure you subscribe to the Baggies Podcast YouTube channel. Comment your thoughts down below on the game. Did you manage to catch it? And make sure you're around tomorrow for the matchday vlog, which of course will be out tomorrow with clips and highlights from the game. And of course all the atmosphere from the final pre-season friendly. So yeah, let's crack on. Let's talk West Bromwich Albion versus Hertha Berlin, and let's get straight into it. You're watching the Baggies Podcast YouTube channel. For match previews, matchday vlogs, match reactions and more, make sure to subscribe to the Baggies Podcast YouTube channel. So yeah, let's crack on. Let's talk about West Brom Hertha Berlin. Of course, always nice to have a friendly where you're kind of playing against a side that are, I guess, a little bit better than you, or playing in a higher division than you as such. But Berlin hadn't really done very well over the past sort of 3 friendlies they've had. Of course, losing to us 2-1. They lost to Middlesbrough, and I think they lost to Derby County as well. So yeah, they really haven't started off pre-season or finished it in that manner as well as they probably could. That's the end of their England tour, really. They've been to a few England grounds. They were meant to play Halifax as well, but that got cancelled, I think. But yeah, it's always nice to kind of give yourself a test. Of course, playing the League One and League Two sides is always good for your fitness, because you know, those sides are always going to really put a shift in to beat you, and you're going to have to match their physicality and their fitness levels to win, which is always good to do, and that's obviously what we've tried to do this season. And then, you know, you can come up with a different test in Hertha Berlin, who was still energetic because, you know, typical German side, they like to counter press, they like to get into those wide areas and cause problems from there. Yeah, and they did well at doing that, to be honest, in the first half. They were very, very good on the ball, I thought, in that first half, when they had all of their sort of main players on. Kevin Prince Boateng was in there, formerly of Barcelona. A bit of Portsmouth as well from him, I think, as well, if I remember rightly. Yeah, I thought their striker, Selko, was good, and they scored a beautiful move, you know, for the opening goal for them. That we obviously 1-0 down at half time, but they scored a really good move where they just zipped it between the lines so easily, and they managed to score pretty simply, to be honest. I think that was after about 10 minutes, and we were sort of beginning, oh, here we go. But you know, fair play to Albion. We showed a bit of character, we showed a bit of resilience, and that came through in the end. And yeah, I think obviously the starting lineup would have a little bit of a chat through that at the moment. I don't think that's going to be what we'll expect to see at the first game of next season. I think that's kind of this is kind of a provisional as to what we may see, but it's unlikely that we're going to see for the time being. But yeah, let's have a little chat through that lineup and exactly what we saw from Albion at the start of the game, which I thought was interesting. Yeah, we started with Button in goal. I think Button's likely to start that first game. Townsend, of course, as left back, and Furlong at right back. I think you're definitely going to see them two in those positions. O'Shea at centre back as well. I think that's always likely to happen. I think it's about time he got given a full chance, the full season, to impress at centre back. Bartley, yeah, I think it's an interesting one. I think that he'll probably start on the bench on the first game. I think Ajay will probably start instead of him. Mowat and Malumbi, yeah, I think as long as I don't know what happened to Livermore. I think that could be. I think that's supposed to be some sort of illness, but yeah. Mowat and Malumbi, of course, in that midfield. It's probably what it's going to be next week. You know, your Kushlu's probably not going to be fit, although it was nice to see him at half-time today. As, of course, you'll see in the matchday vlog tomorrow, there'll be plenty of clips from sort of his unveiling, if you like. Yeah, Mowat and Malumbi's probably likely to start in the middle for now. Swift as well definitely has to start. Wallace definitely has to start. I think it's Phillips and Graham that I'd happily interchange for DK and Dean Garner. Those subs that came on after about 65 minutes, I think that's where you're looking at your side to be for next week against Middlesbrough, of course. It's a big championship game and a really, really difficult start, to be honest. A difficult start to the season overall. But, you know, you've got those players. You've got DK, who I thought played well when he came off the bench. Link played nicely, got his goal, of course, his first goal the Hawthorns. I thought he was really good when he managed to sort of get in front of the defender. He didn't really have a right to win that ball, but he certainly got it in the back of the net and fought hard to get it there indeed. Dean Garner was good as well when he came on. I thought he zipped the ball nicely down the left touchline to get past John Joe Kenny at right back, and yeah, he put in a beautiful cross to Swift just on a plate for him really, where a couple were queuing up, and yeah, he turned it into the back of the net as well. Swift was good. Wallace's cross for DK was good as well. So it's nice to see those four. That's what I think the front four should be heading into the first game next season. I think, you know, that's where you get your most effectiveness. John Swift and Jed Wallace are what we were crying out for last season. John Swift, you know, a guy that can pick the ball up deep and take it forward and really cause problems for the opposition. Wallace is just a really tricky winger. Works very hard as well. You know, there were times today where he lost the ball, and yeah, he was absolutely herring to get it back. So I thought that was good, and yeah, he can definitely make a mark with that kind of thing. And yeah, his work rate's definitely not going to go unnoticed from Albion fans, especially after what we saw last season. A lot of players losing the ball, giving up, that kind of thing. So with Jed Wallace in the side, I think you're always likely to have that grit and determination, and yeah, real leader and character from what I've heard in the dressing room as well. Same for Swift and yeah, Dean Garner's come on and done really well. So yeah, I think overall you can be very content with today's game. I thought Hertha Berlin started the game really brightly. They worked really hard, to be honest. They worked really hard to keep the ball, and yeah, they certainly pressed well in wide areas. There were times we were getting it to the full-backs, and all of a sudden their full-back were all pushing up the pitch, and they won the ball back quite easily in those areas. And yeah, I think that's where you have to look at for a bit of vulnerability maybe. But of course, they are a better side than us. They're top flight Bundesliga, but yeah, I think they'll be disappointed with the way their pre-season has gone really in England, and Albion definitely won't be, because they've got some wins, they've got some good performances under the belt. They were looking a lot sharper today. It's the way they moved the ball really in that last half an hour that did it for me. Moving it a lot quicker, ensuring that Hertha Berlin, if we were a bit ponderous in possession, they would pounce. So yeah, definitely getting that edge in by doing that and playing in that way, it really did help. And Hertha Berlin, they couldn't cope when we started moving the ball quickly, and it could have scored a couple in for that matter as well. So yeah, absolutely, definitely pleased with this pre-season friendly. Of course, it is only that, but Albion players, just zipping the ball around nicely and certainly working hard for the cause as well is all we really asked to see. Some nice touches around the ground. Steve Bruce, I think before the game, I could see he just came and sat in the Albion in the Halfords Lane stand next to a lot of Albion fans, when of course taking pictures and stuff like that, which was really nice to see. And yeah, Bruce, of course, he's got some decisions to make before next weekend, and I think that he'll probably make the right ones. I think, the way those three came off the bench, I think you could kind of see that everything was gelled together a lot better, and the balance of the team was a little bit better as well when that happened. Maybe you could alternate Grant on the left-hand side for Dean Garner. He did take a little bit of a knock in creating that first goal, because John Joe Kenny just went straight for his legs, but he ended up managing to get the ball past him. But yeah, looking forward to seeing how that lines up next weekend, because of course Bruce, as I said, have got those difficult decisions to make, and it'll be interesting to see just who he picks in his lineup. But yeah, it will definitely be. I'm very curious to see what sort of decisions are made next weekend, and of course you'll have all the match previews and reaction heading into next weekend as well. So make sure you subscribe to the Baggies Podcast YouTube channel. Make sure you check out the vlog tomorrow as well. Comment your thoughts down below if you saw the game. Yeah, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.